In this video, we're going to take a closer look at the ReadiMask Adhesive-Sealing Particle Mask. This is an individually wrapped, single-use, flat-fold mask that not only provides protection for your mouth and nose, but also protection for your eyes, featuring an adhesive sealing that attaches the mask to your face. It's hard to find masks nowadays. You're not going to find N95 masks, and if you want to get a gas mask, it's going to take several weeks for shipping, but these masks are still readily available at the site zerohoursupply.com. They're made in the USA, and for this particular video, we're going to cover all the main features, we're going to do some fun test scenarios, and we'll talk about the pros and cons. So let's get started now with this video featuring the ReadiMask. The ReadiMask filters greater than 95% of particles in the air, such as dust, bacteria, viruses, and other dangerous particulates. Keep in mind that this is not to be used as a smoke mask during a fire, and it is also not designed to filter out gases or chemicals. It does remind me a lot of the single-use smoke masks that I do include in my EDC messenger bag, which is a one-time use mask specifically designed for one intended purpose. While that particular mask is specifically designed for smoke, this one is specifically designed for particles. I believe this one was originally designed for Sabre, and yes, it does protect against pepper spray based off of the NIOSH testing. So Sabre basically put their brand name on the ReadiMask. The ReadiMask uses a special air purifying filter material and has a hypoallergenic medical adhesive at the perimeter of the mask. This is used to connect the mask directly to the skin on your face, and when applied right, creates a perfect seal. However, since we use that medical adhesive, this is intended for one-time use only. This particular mask is fairly unique due to the eye shield that was developed to be very flexible so glasses can be worn on the outside of the mask over the eye shield. You have very minimal fogging that occurs on the inside of that eye shield depending on the humidity present in the air. Once attached, it's fairly comfortable to wear and offers low breathing resistance. The ReadiMask and all of its components are manufactured in the United States of America. It has also been successfully tested at the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, otherwise known as NIOSH. I've included a PDF in the description box that shows the NIOSH test approval. While these are available at a few different sites, they're going out of stock fast. However, the site zerohoursupply.com still has a few thousand of them remaining. They are still selling a large amount to the public, but they are also making large donations to various frontline medical workers. So the money that they're generating from these masks is also going to good causes. For example, just last week they donated a large amount of masks to Northside Hospital in Canton, Georgia for frontline medical workers. Now let's move on to the testing portion of this product review. So before sheltering in place, we had 15 yards of compost delivered to our house to use for the various gardens that we're going to be setting up this year. So I've been having to move smelly compost to various areas of our yard using a wheelbarrow. So for my first test of the ReadiMask, I just used this particular mask while moving compost to the various sections of our yard. So as you know, I do have a small beard, so it doesn't create an ideal seal for most gas masks. So it seems like the ReadiMask is less forgiving than other masks that I've used while still having a beard. Again, it uses an adhesive to attach to your face. And when you have a little stubble, it just doesn't make as good of a seal. So while the mask was comfortable and offered low breathing resistance, I did find that I had a few little gaps in my seal due to my beard. This resulted in me getting the occasional whiff of the compost. So you definitely need to be clean shaven when wearing this mask. You can't even have a little stubble because it's going to create little gaps in that medical adhesive seal. So I talked to my wife and said, hey, I'm thinking about shaving my beard for this particular review video. What do you think? And she very swiftly denied that request. I started growing a beard shortly after being married, and I've had one since Kid Prepper was born. So it's a little symbolic for us and has sentimental value. I've included shaving kits in all of my emergency kits to shave if a true emergency happened that I absolutely had to shave my beard. But while we've been sheltering in place, I haven't felt that I need to shave it quite yet. So if you ever see me with a shaved beard, you will officially know that SHTF has arrived. I'll also have to redesign all my branding. So I needed to find someone that had a clean shave with absolutely no facial hair, and who better than my assistant, Kid Prepper. In my recent review video of the Mira Safety Particle Max P3 virus filter, we conducted a flower test to verify that no particles would get through this particular filter. So I thought that I would repeat that particular test scenario using the ReadiMask. So let's check out that test scenario now. Now we're going to have Kid Prepper do the flower test with the ReadiMask on. So we have a whole bunch of flour. I'm going to be blowing it with the Ego blower while he's inside of the Green Elephant Utilitent. And we're going to see how well the ReadiMask does with all the particles of flour floating all around the place. He is earning 25 V-Bucks for this for Fortnite. So this is a paid job for him. So he's looking forward to it. We have the GoPro camera inside. So let's get started now with the flour test. All right, here we go. 25 V-Bucks. All right, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So while conducting that particular test, it did filter out the majority of the flour from getting into the eyes and lungs, but Kid Prepper did report that he was still able to taste it on occasions during this particular test. This made me think that, again, I did not put on the mask properly. Looking back at the footage, you could see little folds in the skin and then where hair was probably getting in between the seal. Again, this mask was tested by NIOSH with a variety of different test scenarios that are very professional. So I found that you have to be extremely careful when applying the mask with the adhesive to ensure that no folds are occurring in the skin of your face and no hair is getting in between there at all, because it's going to break the seal. When you do have a proper seal, as you're breathing, you're going to see the mask expand and contract as you're breathing, which is the sign of a good seal. So while Kid Prepper wasn't initially happy with this particular test, he did eventually get his V-Bucks for Fortnite, which made him a happy camper. However, I still wanted to dive deeper into the testing of this particular scenario to ensure that it would pass the flour test. So I had to up my game. Now we're going to be doing the ultimate flour test of the ReadiMask. So I have my test chamber over here. It's a long box. On the inside of the box, I have a pan of flour. And then I have 2 holes cut on both ends of the box. So I have a hole over here. And as you can see, I have a ReadiMask attached on the inside with the adhesive. So it's on the inside, and we're going to be blowing the flour directly towards it by having a hole in the back with the Ego blower that's going to be connected right to the end of it. So the Ego blower is going to be blowing air towards the flour, and then we're going to see if any flour comes out of the other side. So again, this is testing. We have basically a perfect seal. It's a flat surface, and we're going to be testing not only the seal, hopefully it just doesn't blow all the way through, and then we're also going to be making sure that none of the flour is getting through the ReadiMask. So let's get started now with this ultimate flour test of the ReadiMask. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. I didn't see any flour come out. You could see the box expanding because we're blowing air into it. I didn't see any flour coming out of the cracks, and most importantly, in the front of it where we had that ReadiMask sealed on there. All right, so I turned up the intensity on the blower, and we're going to try it again. I want to see it on the other end. We have Kid Prepper, my assistant, and let's get started with take 2 of the flour test. So in 3, 2, 1, go. It's going turbo. Whoa! Awesome. Look at that seal. All right, we're good. And there you go with the flour test. Now let's move on to the pros and cons of the ReadiMask. So the number 1 pro is that this particular mask is still available through zerohoursupply.com at the time of the making of this video. Due to the current situation going on right now, you're going to have a very difficult time finding masks anywhere. The ReadiMask is available at other sites, but this particular site has the most that I've found by far. The next pro is that they're individually packaged, so they work great for various prepping kits. You could have them in your EDC bag, your bug out bag, your first aid kits, and more. The next pro that I have is that the adhesive is very impressive. When it's applied right, as we saw from the ultimate flour test, it does create the perfect seal. The next pro is that it does include eye protection, which I think is fairly unique. Most masks that you get of this type are just going to protect your nose and mouth. It's also nice that you can wear glasses over them. The next pro that I have listed is that the adhesive works even when your face is sweaty. As I was moving all of that compost, I was getting a little hot and sweaty, and the adhesive stuck just fine. It's also nice that eye protection doesn't fog. And then one of the main pros is that it did pass the ultimate flour test. It even outlasted the Gorilla duct tape, which blew through that particular test. The adhesive on the ReadiMask held up just fine. So if you apply it right, it can create a perfect seal. And then last, it's made in the United States, America. And that's everything that I have listed for the pros. Now let's move on to the cons. The first con that I have listed is that based off of my testing, it might be difficult to get the perfect seal if you're rushing through the job. For example, hair might get in the way, you might have skin folds, and any of those little cracks is going to result in not creating a perfect seal. It would probably be good to have multiple masks so you could use one to practice with prior to relying on it in an actual emergency situation. The next con is that these are truly one-time use masks due to that adhesive, so they're not reusable, which I guess could be good and bad. Again, I don't think these are something that you're just going to use on a day-to-day basis. For me, it's something that would belong in a kit that you would use for emergency purposes only. The next con that I have listed is that I would prefer for the design of this particular mask to be a little bit more curved rather than the current blocky design to help mold around your face a little easier. I think if the design had curvatures around the temples of your eyes, that it would help prevent hair breaking the adhesive seal. The next con is that this one is absolutely no beards allowed. Due to the adhesive seal, it's not as forgiving as other masks in that regard. And then the last con that I have listed is I think that ideally long-term, this price tag should be right around the $10 mark instead of the current $14. Although the seller is using a large portion of the money to donate tons of masks to frontline medical workers. Again, a week ago he made a large mask donation to Northside Hospital in Canton, Georgia. And that's all I have listed for the cons. That's going to do it for this video featuring the ReadiMask. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it. In summary, I think this would be a good option to include in your various emergency preparedness kits. For example, an EDC bag, a bug out bag, even a first aid kit as a last ditch effort if you needed to protect yourself with some PPE to protect your nose, mouth, and eyes. It's not going to outperform a gas mask by any means, but it's a whole lot cheaper than a gas mask, and it's a single use, easy to store item. So again, they're readily available at zerohoursupply.com. They have the largest stock that I've seen online right now, and they're doing a lot of good by donating a lot of these masks to first responders at various hospitals. So there's also some good cause in here. So leave your comments below in the comment section regarding this video. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this one. This one is the ReadiMask Adhesive-Sealing Particle Mask. See you guys next time.